We don't need no education.
Walk with us as we escort you to safety, experience, and the adventure of a lifetime.
All right. This is where we try to lead you to experience and adventures, right? Only two of us, so if the mobs are attacking us, there's only two of us to protect you this time around. And that's at 3. Okay, you've lost your tank, healer, or DPS, one of the 3. It kind of just popped my mind is the fact that it has nothing related to MMOs, by the way, if you want to consider it. If money and time wasn't an option, what would you want to do, and where would you want to go? Now, this question came up before I had just watched again in The Chosen, where they're sitting around a campfire, and Andrew asked the question, what would you do, for a lot of money? Would you run through the marketplace? They go, no. It'd be very shameful and very sinful, Cut your hand off, finger off. What would you do for the money? And so I'm like, okay, if I had no option, I mean, it's like what I want to do is be able to, first off, I would like to help people. I mean, yeah, I can say, well, great, Ken. You say it on stream, okay, so people will say how cool you are, right? But no, realistically, I would want to give, at least 10% away and try to help people out. People I know who need that help. I know that the money that goes, I'm not giving them, at times you don't want to give them too much because you want to teach a man to fish, not give them a fish, okay? But you want to give them to feel like they actually feel that someone's out there taking care of them or watching out for them. The other thing is for me is like, because I'm a gamer, I would like to try the games I don't want to, I can't play now because I have no time and money, going to conventions and traveling. So that's what I would want to do if I had the extra time and money. So, SirJahzeal, what about you? What would you do if you had extra time and money? If those two things weren't unlimited.
Well, I've always had several ideas. One of the easy ones was I never got the chance to, a lot of people with my church and even previous churches that I've been to, they got to go on trips to Israel and do these tours and whatnot, and I never got to do tours. Every time I traveled somewhere, it was like to a specific location, and then I would just kind of hang out in that location and then fly back home or take the bus back home or drive back home, whatever the case may be. I always wanted to go on like that. I can't remember who it was that ran the program, but there was a tour that went the full course of Jesus's ministry. And I just thought, man, that would be so cool to see. I mean, I know it's 2,000 years later now at this point, and it's going to look way, way different than it did with him, when he was walking those lands. But I just, man, to just be there and cover that territory, and I don't know, I'm a history guy. I love history, and of course I love the Lord, and it'd just be kind of neat to go along that path, and hopefully some of it's preserved, but I'm sure that it looks nothing like it did when he was doing it. The other thing that always comes to mind, and I don't understand high school in North America. They teach you so much and so little at the same time, but I always thought it would be kind of cool not really a boys and girls club per se, but like some kind of place where or education system, to just develop an education system that teaches high school kids real life applicable stuff, like how to take care of your finances, how to do your taxes, all those things that you don't learn in high school. And I know some people are going to go, well, your parents should be teaching you that, but if your parents were like mine didn't teach me that stuff. I just went out in the real world, and I was like oh, what the heck? You know, there's all these things that you don't learn, and some of the things you used to learn, they used to have homemaking courses and stuff. It was mainly for the females, but some males took it way back in the day. They don't have those anymore. You know, it's like, well, it'd be cool to just have a program that enabled those high school kids that when they get out there in the real world, they know how to what to expect and how to go about doing those things that they're not learning life skills, and maybe even pitch in some hands-on stuff. Like we used to have wood shop and metal shop and stuff, and that stuff seems to be disappearing in high schools around here anyway. I don't know what the reason for that is, but those, man, the skills I learned from wood shop and metal shop and auto shop, we used to learn how to fix cars and stuff in high school. That kind of stuff is stuff that you need to know when you get out there and you turn 18, you want to get your own apartment and stuff. And it would be kind of cool to have a program nationwide where, kids could go and learn all those important skills. If I was the Elon Musk type that had the money and the ability to do something like that, that would be awesome. And kind of giving back to people and taking care of the next generation and with being a teaching elder / youth pastor, that's where a lot of my passion is. Obviously, I've been doing it for 2 decades now, is with teaching the children and trying to have them be smarter than some of the older kids that are doing some weird stuff these days. Hopefully the ones I'm teaching right now at the church are going to grow up and make better life choices, but that's on them. But I mean, other than that, I would obviously give to the church, and I would also like to make some kind of fund for high school graduates, to be able to, those who want to go to a Bible college or seminary. It'd be really cool to start a fund to help out, because I'm probably preaching to the choir here with people that are here with us today, but Bible college and seminary are expensive, and every little bit helps, and it would be really neat to start a fund for kids that are serious and they want to learn more about serving God and about the history of the church, and about learn their Bible better than just a surface reading.
Yeah.
So that's probably the third thing there. And I always try to give 3 things because we're all about threes here. So that's my third thing.
No, I agree with you about. I hadn't thought about walking where the places where Jesus walked. That would be amazing. Like that's what Andrea said. And we don't need no education. Sorry, random Rick had to go and make me think of that song. So anyways, you watch this on YouTube. Love to hear all you guys' the thought processes, even in chat now. What you guys would like to do with if you had if money and time wasn't an option, where would you want to go and what would you want to do? So check out the further adventures of Kennethan by liking and subscribing and watching me live on twitch.tv/Kennethan.